Welcome back. In the first part of this course, we solved the problem of maximizing the power delivered by a power supplying resistive network to a load. So, what was our observation? So, we have one linear circuit, and this circuit contains the resistive network. So I have linear circuit, and after that I have load as a resistor here. So here I have RL, and here I have this linear network is nothing but resistive network, and in order to maximize the power delivered by this resistive network to RL, what we have done, we have first converting this circuit into equivalent circuit. So linear circuit can be replaced with some kind of Thevenin's equivalent. So basically I have here Thevenin's equivalent, so plus and minus, so this is nothing but VTH, and I have in Thevenin's equivalent we are converting the one part of circuit into some kind of practical voltage source. So I am going to add one kind of RTH, and after that I have the given load, that is RL. So this is the equivalent circuit in order to maximize the power, and we proved that the maximum power would be delivered to the load if the load resistance is equal to the Thevenin's resistance. So our conclusion, so in the first part of our course, that if RTH equal to RL, then we will get maximum power transfer. So this is the story of the first part of this course. Now I am going to extend same kind of story for the AC circuits. So now I am going to talk about the AC circuit. So let us again draw one more circuit. So now I am assuming that here I have again linear network. So I have linear circuit because I have already told you that in this course I am not going to make any kind of difference between circuit and network, although there exists certain difference. So again I am going to draw one linear circuit, and now my load is more general. So in first part our load is resistive. Here I am taking load which is represented by some kind of impedance, and we are well aware that what is meaning of impedance. So here now whatever load I have connected, that is the impedance, and this is our now AC circuit, and problem statement remains the same. So I have to tune this ZL such that maximum power will transfer from this AC linear circuit to this impedance. So again I am going to proceed in the similar way like the resistive network. Here this particular impedance in practical system, this may be model like, so may model an electric motor. So if you model the electric motor, then some impedance comes into picture. So somehow I have to maximize the power to the electric motor, or if I have antenna, then I am planning to maximize the power across the antenna, or if I have some kind of television, we are doing same kind of thing. So this is some of the practical example of this particular theorem, that is called maximum average power transfer theorem in the real world. So in order to do that, I have already told you that I am going to do same kind of things. So first draw the equivalent circuit of this particular AC circuit connected with some impedance. So equivalent circuit, again I can apply the Thevenin's theorem, because Thevenin's theorem are equally applicable for the AC circuit also. So I can replace this particular linear circuit by this VTH, and after that we have this is ZTH. We have already explored much about this, that conversion of any linear circuit by its Thevenin's equivalent. And here I have again this load that is called ZL, and suppose that current I is going to flow through this load. So let us represent this. So in rectangular form, the Thevenin, and here in case of AC we are generalizing resistance, Thevenin's resistance by impedance. So impedance, and that impedance is ZTH, and the load impedance, and that load impedance is ZL, and I'm going to write this particular quantity like this. So ZTH is RTH plus JXTH. So this is resistance plus inductance, and J is the complex number, and ZL, that is again RL plus JXL. So if inductance equal to 0, then again I can recover the same ZTH and ZL as the previous part of this course. So now I can calculate the current through the load. So I can also write the current through the load is, that is I. So that is VTH by ZTH plus ZL. So that is equal to VTH, and I am going to collect all real part together and imaginary part together. So RTH plus RL or plus J XTH plus XL. So now in the previous class we have defined the average power, so I am going to use same kind of expression. So let us calculate the average power. So basically now I have the average power daily heard to the load, and that is defined like this: P equal to half and I and RL. So in this way I can define the average power. So after substituting the value of I can further write VTH square RL by 2, and this is RTH RL square plus XTH and XL square. And in the previous class what we have observed, that power is only delivered or power is only dissipated through the resistive load. If our load is purely reactive, then no power is going to dissipate with respect to that particular type of load, and same kind of things is inferred here. So now let us write our objective. So our objective of the today's class is to adjust the load parameters, and I have, since our load as a impedance, so I have to adjust XL, RL as well as XL, RL and XL, so that P is maximum. So that is the objective of the today's class, and in order to do that I have to proceed like this. So I am going to write in different, using different color. So to do this, we set dou P by dou RL and dou P by dou XL equal to 0, because now our power expression is function of both RL and XL. So due to that reason, first we have to calculate partial derivative with respect to one variable. After that we have to calculate partial derivative with respect to second variable to 0. And so we can write, so we can obtain, or we can write whatever you want, you can write. So we are going to write the following form. So now basically I have dou P by dou XL, and I am going to write directly from the previous expression of P. So you can see that this is our previous expression. This is P equal to VTH square RL by 2 by RTH plus RL square plus XTH XL square. So after that I have following quantity, that is VTH square RL multiplied by XTH, and this quantity is XL. So I am going to write directly, and after that RL RTH plus RL square plus XTH plus XL square, and after that whole square. Similarly I can write the second term, so that is partial derivative of power with respect to real part of the impedance. So that is VTH square of this, after that RTH plus RL square plus XTH plus XL square minus 2RL RTH plus RL, and after that in the denominator I have 2 multiplied by, so just please check it, that is straightforward. So RL square plus XTH plus XL square and whole square of this. Now what I am going to do, I am going to put following. So setting dou P by dou XL to 0, and this gives one expression, and that is XL equal to minus XTH and after that I have one more partial derivative. So and so same time we have to do both. So due to that reason I am going to use the AND operator, dou P by dou RL to 0 results in, that is RL equal to square root of RTH square plus XTH plus XL square. So this is the expression for RL, and give certain name. So suppose this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So I have to combine both of them. So combining equations. So I have two equations, 1 and 2, leads to the conclusion that for maximum average power transfer, the impedance, so impedance, our impedance is ZL, must be selected so that XL equal to minus XTH and RL equal to RTH. So after combining these two, I can also rewrite the expression like this. I have ZL, that is equal to RL plus JXL, and RL is equal to RTH, Thevenin's resistance, minus J XTH. So I can also tell that this whole quantity is the complex conjugate of the Thevenin's impedance. So That is the our conclusion. And there is also the, you can also write this as a theorem, because we have already seen the proof, and this theorem is very standard and lot of use of this theorem. So for maximum average power transfer, the load impedance ZL must be equal to the complex conjugate of the Thevenin impedance, and that is ZTH. So suppose that you have certain load in form of electric motor or in form of antenna or TV, and suppose that after calculation you found that impedance of the electric motor is not matching with the rest of the circuit, then you have to add certain kind of false load or false impedance also, that is called impedance matching something. So that is the straightforward application of this particular theorem. So in today's class I am not going to discuss, but you can, if you will go through that impedance matching, then you are able to find that, means how to calculate first part, that is nothing but the representing whole circuit by some kind of Thevenin circuit, and after that just you have to do the matching, and based on the matching you can add the extra impedance in form of some kind of resistor, capacitor or inductor. So most of time people are using, for matching purpose, people are using these combination, means combination of RLC. So that is the one of the very beautiful application of this theorem. Now I can also write, means if you see the, so this result is also known as maximum average power transfer theorem for the sinusoidal steady state. So please write this as a remark. So above result is known as the maximum average power transfer theorem for the sinusoidal, because I am going to represent AC sources as a sinusoidal function. Due to that reason I am writing this. so sinusoidal steady state. And by setting the RL equal to RTH and XL equal to minus XTH, I can calculate the maximum average power. So let us write the expression of maximum average power and that is called P max. And if you substitute this quantity in this expression, VTH square RL by 2, and after that I have RTH plus RL square plus XTH plus XL square, and by average power means we are going to put RL equal to RTH and XL equal to minus XTH, and after that, after substitution, we will get this kind of expression. One more important thing you have to notice here, that during the calculation of maxima, I have just equated partial derivative equal to 0, but you are already aware that if something is maxima, then I have to calculate the double derivative, and we have already done this kind of job in the first part of this course. Due to that reason, I am not going to repeat that kind of job. So that is somehow here obvious. So now from this result, you can also extend, or you are also able to retrace the result from the previous part of this course by just setting XL equal to 0, means reactive part equal to 0. Then again you are able to get the same result. So let us write that kind of result as a remark. So remark is like this. So if load is purely real, then XL equal to 0. So it is possible to show that RL equal to root under RTH square plus XTH square. So basically I have, this is nothing but ZTH, means that is the magnitude of ZTH. So I can also write like this. This means that for maximum average power transfer to a purely resistive load, the load impedance, and here load impedance are purely real, means that is some kind of resistive network, or you can clearly write this as a, this is nothing but some kind of resistance, or this is resistance is equal to the magnitude of the Thevenin impedance. So that is the concrete result, that if my whole circuit is AC and if I connect with some kind of purely resistive load, at that time, in order to perform the maximum power transfer to that resistive load, I have to match the magnitude of Thevenin's impedance, that is equal to RL. So this is the theoretical part of the today's class. Now let us try to see one numerical example. So I am going to write the numerical example now. So problem of today's class is like this. That determine the load impedance ZL that maximizes the average power. So whenever we are talking about average power, it means that our circuit is average power is the AC circuit from the circuit. Now I am going to draw the circuit, and after that I have to calculate what is the maximum average power. So let us draw the circuit. So I have one AC voltage source of magnitude 10 and phase angle is 0 degree, that is in volt. After that I have one resistance, and I have again another resistance connected with some kind of reactance, and again I have another reactance, and suppose this is our load ZL. So now I have to adjust this ZL in order to draw the maximum power from this particular network. So let us try to see that this is our the one part of the network, and somehow load is connected at these 2 points. So I have to adjust this value ZL, and let us write the numerical value of the resistance. So you can put any arbitrary value, that doesn't matter. So here J5 omega. So this particular AC network, I have to calculate ZL such that one can ensure that maximum average power, basically, that is transfer from this network to this is to ZL. So basically, whenever we are talking about average, then at that time we are also talking about the steady state. So let us discuss the solution. So solution is like this. First we obtain the Thevenin's equivalent at the load terminals. So in order to get ZH, I have to proceed like this. So to get ZTH, I have to again redraw the equivalent circuit, and that is, so I have to put voltage source by short circuit, and after that I have resistance, and again that one of the reactance is going to connect it with this, and after that I have this. So this is our equivalent circuit, and this particular thing is ZTH, and after that I have to put some numerical data, same like the previous one, because during this equivalence nothing is going to change. J5 omega. So basically our ZTH is J5 plus 4, that is parallel 4, and this particular quantity is parallel. So like this. So this and this parallel circuit are in series. So basically I have, if you do this calculation directly, I am going to write the numerical value, that is 2.933 plus J 4.467, and again this impedance can be represented in same magnitude. Now I have to find the VTH. So to find VTH, again I have to redraw the circuit, and at this time I have circuit like this. So this is of 10 volt, and here I have resistance of 4 ohm. Again I have another resistance, and after that I have one reactance here, and whatever voltage, so I have to open the ZL, and after that I have to record this voltage. So open circuit voltage across ZL, and sorry, so this is 5 ohm, and this is 8 ohm, this is 6 ohm. So directly I can calculate the VTH, and expression for VTH is 8 minus J6 by 4 plus 8 minus J6 multiplied with the 10. Here angle is 0 degree basically. So if you do this calculation, then you can get 7.454, and this is 10 minus 10.3 degree, and this is the voltage. So now you know the RTH and VTH. That is the step to solve the problem. So the load impedance draws the maximum power from the circuit when ZL equal to the complex conjugate of ZTH, so that is equal to 2.933 minus J4.467 ohm. And now I can also calculate the maximum average power. That is P max, that is VTH square by 8 RTH, and if you calculate this value, then I will get this much of watt. Now let us try to see one more problem, and this problem is little bit different than the previous one. So now I am going to talk about the problem. So my problem, so now I am going to draw the next circuit, and here I am assuming that whatever load, that is just resistive load, the value RL that will absorb the maximum average power, and again I have to calculate that power. So let us draw the circuit. So basically in maximum power transfer, we have just two different kind of load. So in this lecture I am going to cover both load. So in first example I have covered the load as a impedance. Now I am going to see load as a purely resistance. This is our reactance, and draw one more element, that is the another reactance. And now suppose this is our RL. So even if I will not know the value of RL, but I can talk about the maximum power. So in another way, if somehow I am able to ensure that there exists a maximum power transfer, so even if I will not know the RL, I can calculate it. So again, procedure is the same. So you have to calculate the Thevenin's equivalent. So I am going to calculate. So solution is, I am going to ZTH. So in order to find the ZTH, again I have to replace this voltage source by short circuit, and after that I have to look the equivalent resistance impedance across the RL. So that is nothing but 40 minus J30, and this is parallel to the J20. If you check the numerical value of this, then that is 9.412 plus J22.35. So I am not going to draw the equivalent circuit, because now you are very much familiar with this. After that, in order to calculate the VTH, just I have to remove RL, and after that we have to calculate the voltage across RL. So that is J20 by J20 plus 40 minus J30, and I have V that is like this. So basically if you do this calculation, then you are going to get 72.76 and 134 degree in volt. So the value of RL that will absorb the maximum average power is RL equal to ZTH. So in this way, if you will join some industry and suppose you are working on antenna, at that time you are able to calculate that what is impedance of that particular antenna, same like this. So the current through the load, now after knowing the RL, I can calculate the current through the load, that is I equal to VTH by VTH plus RL. And if you perform this calculation, then you are going to get this number. ampere. So now I can calculate the average power. So the maximum average power absorbed by RL is P max equal to half magnitude of I square into RL, and if you perform the calculation, then you are going to get this much of watt. So these are the two possible kind of examples from this part of the course. So what is conclusion of today class? We found that one can extend the maximum power transfer theorem of resistive network to the AC circuit in the same way, and same methodology we are going to follow, but here I have slightly different result. For maximum average power transfer, the load impedance must be equal to the complex conjugate of the Thevenin's impedance, and if our load is purely resistive, at that time RL should be the magnitude of the Thevenin's impedance. So this is the conclusion of the today's class. With this discussion, I am going to close the today's class. So thank you very much.